Yo, what's going on, guys? Matthew Haynes here, aka the Clockmaster. I'm here with my wife,
Shannon, aka Cosmic Pink.
and we are here to check out the long-awaited first episode of
The Rings of Power.
The Rings of Power. You gotta put more oomph in it.
Sorry.
You can't suck it in. Like,
I'm not
the
good
Rings
at
of Power. Gotta say the Rings of Power.
See, you have the whatever you want to call that, the throatiness.
The throatiness is not the right word. There's actual words for that.
What?
Voice projection?
No, not the voice projection. The rasp.
A rasp. You have to make the rasp.
I can't only make a rasp when I'm sick.
It just sounds like the Rings of Power. All right.
I can't do it. Anyway.
So so we're super excited about this. I'm super excited about this. Now I know there's a lot of controversy around the show. No one took the trailer seriously. Every time I go to the comment section, there's just somebody saying something about it, this and spoofing it and not taking it seriously at all. Just to preface this, guys, I am not that deep of a Tolkien person. Like, I don't know a lot of like the deeper workings of his work outside of the Lord of the Rings movies and the Hobbit films. That's pretty much it. Like, I've just seen the Lord of the Rings films, and that's it. I never read any of the books. I don't plan on reading any of the books anytime soon. Strictly just because, like, the fandom, man. Like, sometimes it turns me off from reading into it because, like, I would meet some really cool people, and I have some really cool friends that, like, are very positive about it. Oh yeah, man, get into the books. It's really nice. I'm like, okay, cool. I'll actually consider reading it today. And then you go on Twitter and Reddit, and then there's just a whole bunch of just people's and I'm just like, you know what? I can do without it. So
Yeah.
yeah.
I'll just keep my little world to myself.
Yeah. So I'm excited about the series. I know people saying it's not based on any of Tolkien's work in its true fashion. Like, a lot of people are saying it doesn't really represent anything from Lord of the Rings. It doesn't, because I think apparently there's like stories are written during this time period. People are calling this show based off of fan fictions of Lord of the Rings rather than it actually being based on books and source material. I don't really know how true or not true it is. I just want to see the show. It looks good from the trailers that I saw. It looks like it could be a really interesting show. I do understand wanting to have the stories connect in a concise way. I do understand that, and I do respect that. I just don't really appreciate the way people are going about it. To be honest, that's just really my only issue. But I do understand the need for wanting to have source material respected and having it adapted and connecting it to the to the main story and stuff. I do get that because I'm the same way with like Star Wars and a lot of other franchises that I get super deep into. So I do understand that sentiment. Sorry, just to clear that air too. I do understand that perspective. I just don't really appreciate the way our people are going about it because it's like it's unnecessary in my opinion. Boycotting it and this and that. And I get the boycotting too, but look, we're not here to discuss all that beyond what I said.
Yes, it's gonna be like the only time we really talk about this.
Yeah, I mean, I'm pretty sure it's gonna come up again because I know I'm gonna get comments.
Yeah.
And I know people are gonna say stuff, and that's just it's the internet, it's YouTube. Everybody's gonna say something, so everybody's gonna have an opinion, and that's okay. It's whatever.
Yeah.
I just hope the show is good. If the storyline is kind of corny, and I'm like,
yeah.
Even if it's a glorified fan fiction, at least I hope it's a good. Not a good. I gotta use that one. A good. Fan fiction.
Yeah. There are some amazing fan fiction writers out there. Okay. I've read a lot of them in my day.
I heard Tolkien's grandson was involved in creative process, so I don't know if that means anything, but
maybe not.
Maybe not, but we shall find out soon enough.
And I'm gonna shout myself out because we did the Lord of the Rings movies on my channel.
Yes, so yeah, go check that out.
We didn't do the Hobbit, but
you didn't do the
other ones are there.
If you haven't already skipped the video, please make sure to go ahead and check out Shan's channel, like she said. The link should be either down below or somewhere in the cards or towards the end of this video, where you guys can check out like her first time watching Lord of the Rings. So you definitely want to check that out. But yeah, I think that's it. Check out the Patreon too, by the way.
Yeah.
The Cosmic Clock. If you hadn't skipped, check out the Cosmic Clock. The link is down below. Full reaction to this.
Rings. Or, whoa.
Yeah.
This is Rings.
This
of
is the
Power.
Rings of Power.
House of the Dragon.
House of the Dragon. Andor coming out soon.
She-Hulk.
She-Hulk going on right now.
Movie reactions.
Movie reactions. We're doing the Bond franchise, John Wick, bunch of 80s movies, Terminator stuff is all on
A
there.
lot of stuff on there. Rocky,
Check that out. Rocky.
Whole bunch of stuff.
Whole bunch of cool stuff. So definitely check those out. Okay. Ready?
Yeah.
All right. Let's get right into it. Talk about it later as you normally do. Let's get into it now. I know Bear McCreary's making the music, so I already know it's about to be fire.
That's your guy.
Yep. Ooh.
Okay. And why are kids so rude?
I don't, right? Kids be mad mean for no reason. We all know this whole thing looks pretty. So we all know this whole thing looks pretty.
The most important truth.
It's just the aesthetic of that shot.
Right.
We
We
had
know
no
this.
word for death, for we thought our joys would be unending.
Damn, bro. We know it's gonna be pretty.
Right.
There's no doubt about that.
Over here looking like an alternate universe Naboo.
Dragons. Watch out, Nidhogg.
Oh my.
Oh, damn. Damn.
That's crazy.
And cunning sorcerer. They called him Sauron.
Yeah, it looked like Sauron out
My
here.
brother vowed to seek him out. I wish I could be one of them.
Remind me of Rand's mother. In the Wheel of Time.
Yeah. The fact that people actually do this is terrifying to me.
Right.
Like, I don't want to be there. At all.
Right. For 2.5 seconds, I thought that was Timothy Chalamet.
Perhaps we would be wise to camp here. And tomorrow begin the journey home.
It's like a mix of Timmy Boy and Jimmy from
We're
Spy
losing the
Kids.
light.
That and Zane from H2O.
Yes.
Bro.
Get your butt up and keep moving.
Watch it now.
My hand is past feeling.
Damn.
No.
I'm glad they didn't do a deep fake
The door was
Deep.
filled in here.
deep fake Kate Blanchett.
Yeah.
Bring it down.
They had the money to do it though.
They did, but they used it in other places.
Yeah.
What devilry is this?
What devilry. That's a new one.
These orcs were meddling with the powers of the unseen world. Even stone cannot hide the mark of one whose very hand is flame unquenched.
Sauron symbol.
Yeah.
And until we are certain, every trace of our enemy is vanquished, I can never return.
I get both perspectives.
Yeah.
It's like you want to go home, you're not really seeing any obvious signs of life of your enemy, but then on the other side it's like I'm seeing little tidbits.
Right, there's a trail
There's
that
a
I
little
feel like
bit of
I
a
would
trail.
have to follow it.
Yeah.
Even if there's just a sliver of hope that he's still alive.
That who's still alive?
Sauron.
A sliver of hope that he's alive?
Yeah. She doesn't know.
Why would you want to hope that he's alive?
So she can be the one to kill him?
Oh. Oh. Ouch.
Damn.
That'll be that. Oh. Ah. Damn.
Okay.
About the action. A lot of flipping, a lot of spinning of the sword. A lot of fancy flipping. Damn. Precision.
Didn't even break a
Should never
sweat.
have come in here.
We
Nope.
leave soon enough.
I'll go by myself.
Then you shall do so alone.
Why would you lay down your weapon? I mean, I know it's symbolic, but it's like you need that.
At that point, I'm like, alright, see if you make it on your own.
But if you do, watch yourself.
I think they say the Harfoots are supposed to be the ancestors of the hobbits. The ancient ancestors of the hobbits. Don't know how true that is, though.
Yeah.
Let's
It is what it seems.
That's what, you know, DF said.
Clear and clear.
Giving me Morgan energy.
Yeah.
Ouch.
Oh.
Enchanting.
Always eating.
Mm-hmm. Berry's looking good though.
Alright. Make sure they're not poisonous.
Yeah, I think they would have found out by now.
Not always.
What is it?
That's never good.
That's never ever good.
That is of concern. Yeah, there's definitely a dog.
Definitely a dog.
Let's go home.
Oh. No. How did you not see them? Definitely get points on prettiness.
Right. I want to live here.
Right.
It was not your company who defied you out there, but rather you who defied the High King by refusing to heed any limit placed upon you. In an act of magnanimity, he has chosen to honor your accomplishments rather than dwell upon your insolence.
That is kind of fair.
Yeah.
You may find him less receptive than you might have hoped.
Really eat the berries. This sounds
You went to
delicious.
the old farm
Right.
again. And what concern is that of yours, Eleanor Brandyfoot?
Eleanor Brandyfoot.
Haven't you ever wondered? Feel there's wonders in this world beyond our wandering.
Always the adventurer.
I've told
Mhm.
you
Gotta be.
countless.
Does parents think that silence from a child after their explanation means they understood?
Right.
It's like, nah.
See, I'm gonna do what I want anyways.
Yeah. This looks like a scene from the end of Ghost of Tsushima. If y'all played that game, you know what I'm talking about. Like, I don't want to go to the Undying Lands yet.
Right.
The rest of them can go. The Undying Lands be seeming lit though. Because it's like you go there, it's mad peaceful.
Yeah. But like,
Interesting fireworks.
right. I feel like I just wasn't ready yet.
Yeah,
Like, I feel like there's so much more for me to accomplish.
yeah. I've also heard a lot of complaints that people are mad that Gandalf isn't in this. Because they're saying he could have been.
The honors of this day. Your brother would be proud.
From some angles, should be looking like Rebecca Ferguson. You see it?
Yeah.
I remember when the first.
To convince yourself you have done enough, how many more statues would you add to this path?
Hmm.
No one
They're
in
both
history
making
has
good
ever refused.
Yeah.
Do so now, it may never come again.
It's because we know how it ends up. We know she's right.
An outcast.
But like, in this
poisoned in
moment,
dark whispers and dreams.
Very random sidebar.
mm,
Would you be able to get mail in the Undying Lands?
I don't think-
not going.
I don't think you would need mail, and I don't think you would ever see. You're not gonna have contact with the people you knew before.
Yeah, but so how can we be friends if I have to go to the Undying Lands?
No, you said you'll not be a soldier anymore. You'll just be my friend. You can still be, like, someone can pass away and be like, that was my friend, or that is my friend.
Yeah, but
Give me a hand.
The makings of a romance. Phase 1. Didn't know each other? They might know each other.
They look like they know each other.
And I hope you find Alfrin flowers beautiful.
When I say though, we don't need no potions. We good. Our wounds be healing themselves.
Until
So we
next
just
time,
use signs for fun.
Roger.
I think you talk too much. And you smell of rotten leaves.
then. No, I don't.
You do.
You're not gonna smell it after someone says it, because people don't really know how to smell themselves.
Yeah.
And you believe this place was once a barren scrap of rock?
We're probably
has
knew that
changed
guy
much,
since he was a
Watchlord.
kid.
But the men who live here have not. The blood of those who stood with Morgoth still darkens their
In
veins.
79, that's not enough for an elf.
That was long ago, Watchword.
Alright, y'all. I'm trying to piece the story together bit by bit.
Yeah.
It's a lot of stuff being thrown at
A lot
me.
of storylines.
Yeah, I'm trying to just process it all. This might need to be a second rewatch. May have a rewatch.
Where's she been grazing?
She wandered east a few days ago. Think she might have hit something.
Oh,
Squirted out of it.
How far east?
She might have made it as far as Horden.
so do they know each other?
Yes, Monty, they know each other.
Okay, I was just trying to figure it all out, man. What was that? Use a broken sword.
Watch it!
Go on, quick.
It's a sword. A broken head. Sauron's. The hell? Yo, my brain is exhausted.
There's so much going on. I feel like I can't keep up.
Are strange.
Give me an answer.
Strange how?
It do be strange though.
On my way!
It do be strange.
Yeah, but how?
I don't know, but it do be strange. Huh?
How is it strange right now?
It just be strange, bruh. It's gotta be strange. Is it the village?
I think so.
Like, were they going back home, or this is the word, Matthew? We'll all be on the same page very soon. Why did they just reuse the same shot but change the color rating?
Yes.
She doesn't want to let go.
No, she's not ready. You mind your own.
Like you said, the skies be strange. Tell me that's not strange.
Yeah.
Doctor Strange. Maybe the only way to be accepted is if you sing. I don't know. So you know, we only watch the movies. The heck is happening?
Skies do be
The
strange.
skies do be strange. Dang. Yeah, she said, nah, I'm not about this life.
Yeah, I'm not ready yet.
The heck is this? Oh. Do they just launch missiles at people for the Undying Lands and say that they're going there, but really and truly they just be taking them out?
Bro, imagine.
Because they didn't seem surprised by the projectile.
Right.
What the heck is this?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's Sauron.
Huh.
Huh.
I see a projectile.
Yeah, right. Why he got launched by a rock? What's
did he
going on?
get
Why was he in?
launched
Why
by?
was he a rock? Your thoughts on the first episode of the Rings of Power?
Well, obviously it's very pretty, which we
Oh
already
yeah,
knew.
absolutely, yeah.
So far, I'm really just trying to see how it's gonna go.
I mean, keep in mind they released the first 2 episodes.
Yes.
So that'll give us more.
Yeah, that's
of
why I'm not like.
Can be like a more of a movie format.
Right, that's why I'm not like going too much in on this part because it is a 2-part. However, right now it's a little kind of connecting the dots, which I'm okay with that.
Yeah.
It's just the trying to figure it out point.
Mm-hmm.
But obviously I'm not going to be too hard on it because it's a show, it's not a movie, so we're going to get those pieces as we go.
Yeah, yeah.
And we might even get some more answers in the next episode.
Absolutely, yeah.
And there's a reason they're putting out 2 episodes at once.
Yeah.
So I guess to get like the overall image of where they're going
With the show, yeah.
we're gonna need that episode. So I'm not gonna say too much regarding it so far.
Mm-hmm.
But music obviously is very nice. It fits the world and the shots are like really great.
Does it feel like Lord of the Rings?
So far, yes,
Okay.
I would say.
Mm-hmm.
The very like mythical and fantasy-esque.
Zero.
Yeah, it's fitting so far for me. Again, we'll have to see like how we go on.
Yeah.
This is also making me very much miss Wheel of Time.
Oh yeah. Definitely has Wheel of Time.
Yeah.
So whatever they used for Wheel of Time was definitely like a trial run for how they were gonna use certain pieces for this show.
I definitely have to go back and rewatch Wheel of Time after this.
Oh yeah. Wheel of Time was great.
Gosh, I love Wheel of Time. But yeah.
Yeah, I don't really have much. I felt the episode was a little slow, but not slow in the way that I like slow. Because I can watch slow. Like Blade Runner, it's extremely. I always bring Blade Runner up because it really is a slow movie.
Yeah.
And I don't argue with people if they don't like it because it's not for everyone, and it's you have to be a certain type of person to appreciate Blade Runner in general. And it's very slow. It is. But it's a slow that I can kind of take. I can sit down and watch a movie front to back. No issues, right? The only reason the slowness I'm talking about in this, it feels a little I don't know if it's just because I don't know anything or because I'm trying to figure out.
I feel like it's because there is some familiarity because we know some of the characters already.
Yeah.
So it's kind of that aspect along with the new characters.
And I might be thinking too much though. For myself though, I might be thinking too much. Mm-hmm. And what I mean, I didn't mean to cut your thought process.
No, you're
Sorry.
good. You're good.
Yeah, no, because I'm like trying to think of like the I don't know, all the complaints that were in the back of my mind from people. It didn't affect my overall experience of the episode. Yeah. It's just that like at the back of my mind, it's just like had me questioning things because like a lot of people will say, "Oh yeah, there's not any black elves." Black characters in Lord of the Rings come from a different region altogether. Or the darker brown-skinned characters come from a different region in the Lord of the Rings storyline. So in my mind, when he showed up, I'm like, okay, did one of the elves like maybe like sleep with someone from a different land and
is he half elf?
Is he half elf?
Yeah,
like,
I don't know.
What's his situation like? And so I'm instead of me just enjoying that part, just that whole conversation surrounding him is at the back of my mind. So I'm a little upset about that. It's that much in my mind because my brain is weird in a way that like if there's controversy on something or if there's any discussion about anything, like it'll stay on my mind, like at the back of my mind regardless. I can't like. The Final Fantasy storylines for Final Fantasy 14 is probably the only storyline that I can really get into that no matter what people say about it, I'll still be in it. And I'll completely forget about what everyone has said about it until after the fact. So that might just be clouding things, but that's just a minor thing. It's just in the back of my mind. I want to see more of his character though. He looks interesting. I love the set designs. I love the costume designs. Everything looks really pretty. Music is good, like I said. On a technical level, this looks really nice. It's a premiere, show. We're gonna get a good quality show.
Yeah, absolutely.
Galadriel, I don't know much about Galadriel outside of her appearance in the Lord of the Rings movies, and she was very like, serious and ethereal and this goddess like character when we
Right.
saw her.
And obviously, right now she's very like headstrong and set on a certain goal.
Yeah,
So it's just gonna be the transition of getting to that point that we see her in the movies.
yeah, and that's the thing that's also just bothering me. It's just like how much it just makes me question because I see so much complaints, man. It's so annoying that like negativity sometimes just kind of like
Affects you.
overshadows. Yeah, like okay, so like put it this way, like a lot of people, again, Blade Runner is an example. People hate Blade Runner. Not everybody, but a lot of people don't like the movie, right? But that doesn't necessarily affect my perspective on the film. I still think it's a great film. I still think it's a great movie. And I love the story. So it's not so much that like negativity affects my perspective. It's just that like it's on the back of my mind because I don't really know anything about how this should be. So it has me constantly questioning as I'm watching the episode, like, all
Is
right,
it gonna be true to?
is this true to the story? I like this, but is it true? And I guess it just goes back to fears that I had, like when I was younger. Like I would watch something, and I would really love it so much, and then later on I'd find out that some people hated it, and they hated it because it wasn't inaccurate. Because it was inaccurate, and I was like, damn, that sucks. I really like that. It's like I laugh at it now, but like Green Lantern at the time when I really watched it, Ryan Reynolds Green Lantern. When I watched it at the time, I really enjoyed it. I thought it was a great movie, and then when I found out how inaccurate it was, I was a little disappointed. I was like, oh man, like damn, okay, well that ruins my childhood movie. And it's like the Spider-Man 3, like how inaccurate Venom is and things like that. I was just and all those different storylines. I'm like, man, I'm at a point where I just don't care, but like. So that's just kind of like...
It's just kind of going into it with all the negativity behind this.
Yeah, but...
That's kind of like just echoing. But at least for me, like, I just ignore people in general. Like, I don't care what anyone has to say. I care about my own opinion and nobody else's.
Yeah, and that's where... I mean, ultimately, I don't care either. It's just in the back of my mind.
I get it. I feel like...
Like, I don't care, but I'm, like, hearing and seeing the comments in the back of my mind.
The more you
so it annoys me.
Then the less that will go away because you're going to be focusing on because it's initial thing that you're thinking like, okay, well, what is everyone talking about? But then obviously the more you go along, the more it's going to go away. And
it's like it's the same thing that happened with Wheel of Time. I mean, like, I really enjoyed the series. I really enjoyed season 1. Like and what made me digest it better was knowing that it got the seal of approval from a lot of the book readers. Yeah. So that's what made me accept it more as a show. I'm like, okay, the actual, people who read the books, they're satisfied with the content. Cool, great. And then, like, it doesn't mean that, because, like, again, another example of why sometimes people's opinions don't really matter too much to me is that Cowboy Bebop on Netflix, I absolutely love that adaptation. I think it's great. It has its flaws. People who love the anime hated it. For the most part, a lot of people did. So, but I'm like, all right, whatever. Yeah. So I really liked it, right? Wheel of Time, it's always an icing on the cake if it gets the seal of approval from the community. Yeah, overall, definitely. It's definitely an icing on the cake kind of thing. So it's like, but it's okay. I'm not afraid to be different. If I like something, I like it, right? Yeah. And I did enjoy this first episode.
Yeah. No, we tend to have a lot of differing opinions from like the
popular crowd sometimes. Yeah.
And that's okay. That's our opinion. You're allowed to have another opinion. It doesn't change anything for us.
As far as the story is concerned, taking out accuracies or inaccuracies and whatnot, taking that stuff out. As the first episode in general, I liked it. Obviously there's some confusion with the storyline for me, a lot of confusion because I want to know how everything ties in. There's so many different storylines.
Yeah, there's a lot. I wasn't expecting there to be this much right away.
Yeah.
So I think that's also what's throwing me off a little bit, but I'm still looking forward to seeing where it goes, how it connects.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not 100% latched on yet to
Yeah.
a specific storyline. The only thing that maybe comes close is maybe Galadriel, because I want to see her come up, like
I'm also interested.
how she gets to where she gets to.
Yeah,
So
I'm
what
also
interested
interested in Eleanor.
in. Eleanor,
The
the kid, yeah.
Yeah.
Eleanor. I mean, Harfoot, Hobbit, you gotta love them.
Yeah.
I'm interested to see how she plays into all of this.
Because it seems like she's gonna have a big role.
It seems that way, yes.
Like she literally just found Sauron.
I think
So
I think what I want is because there's so many different storylines, and what I'm afraid of is that it might get too convoluted. I don't want it to get too convoluted. I want it to have all connect to one central goal. Obviously, I'm feeling it's going to be Sauron, and they talk about that.
yeah. So obviously with the Lord of the Rings movies, they were kind of already together, and then bringing those characters in along the way.
Yeah, it was like there was one main goal across the three
Yeah.
films: Journey to Mordor, destroy the ring.
Yeah.
Pretty straightforward. That was the main goal. How do we get there, and what we stumble upon on the way, that's a different story.
Right.
And obviously they had different storylines going throughout those different movies, all the different areas, everything that happened with like Aragorn's side of the story, and then like everyone had their own, especially when they separated, everyone had their own little patches of the storyline that eventually connected into one big thing. So you had, Frodo's thing, and then you had Aragorn's thing, and him, and his comeback to, actually becoming the king again. So like there's that side of the storyline was already set up since the beginning. So I mean, in terms of the written direction for the, the original movies, obviously I'm trying not to compare too much to that, because Jackson isn't involved in this, and it's a completely different thing. So it's like I'm not trying to compare too much to that. That's a masterpiece. Like the first three movies are masterpieces of a film, like films. Like it's just a masterpiece.
Yeah.
Like in so many levels. So I'm not trying to compare it to that. It's just that I want the storyline to not be too convoluted. That's all.
Yeah.
So hopefully within the next episode, we'll see where how they may be able to tie in some of those storylines.
No, how many episodes is this season?
I think it's 9 or 10. I could be tripping. Hold on, let me confirm. Let me actually confirm that right now.
Yeah, 'cause obviously they're all gonna be like around an hour or so.
Yeah.
So we're basically getting like 10-hour movie, if that.
It's just episode 1, so I'm not really being super strong in my opinion right now about this. I just need to see all the available material.
Yeah, you're not gonna
right
get
now
close to enough in episode 1 of any.
Oh no, not at all. What I was just looking for was just like the foundation pieces.
Yeah.
Like obviously they're setting up Galadriel, they're setting up all these other characters, Eleanor.
I can see where they're going with certain things and who they're trying to build up.
Yes.
Like, obviously they're focusing a lot on Galadriel.
Mm-hmm.
And that's like she's gonna be like the main person.
Yeah.
Like that's just that's who they're promoting. That's who they're showcasing.
Yeah.
So I see where they're going with that. That's fine. But it's the other.
I think we have 8 episodes.
8 episodes. Okay. So
Yeah.
8 hour movie. So
yeah. I mean,
we still have plenty of time to. I feel like the 2 episodes specifically is why they're like this. They're releasing those.
Yeah, it'll set up a lot
to set up everything else.
Yeah, and like I said, it's fine. Like I'm not trying to harp too much on it. It's just that as of right now,
say after the next episode.
Yeah, absolutely. And just as of right now, that's just kind of where my head is at. I really like the initial premiere. Love the music, love the setting, love the world, love how big it feels, how grand it feels, how open it feels. And I'm very excited for this new journey. I'm excited to have new Lord of the Rings content in general. Because after the last Hobbit movie, a lot of people were just kind of turned off. And like Jackson directed those too, so it was a little weird because they were like, man, like, okay, you did the original 3, why are these like this? So it was just kind of like
some directors have hits and misses.
Ridley Scott has plenty of those.
Yeah.
Plenty of those. So I mean, I'm just excited. I'm just excited to have more, new Lord of the Rings content, man. I'm not looking too deep into the book comparisons because I don't have anything to compare it to.
Yeah.
So I'm not going to be let down in that way. I just want a good story. I want to connect to these characters, and hopefully the next episode does that for me and allows me to connect.
Right.
But in terms of like all the little things though, like I said, just to wrap it up, great episode. And in general, for everything else on a technical level, I mean, it's above the rest. In comparison to Game of Thrones, it doesn't touch. Like Game of Thrones or House of the Dragon doesn't touch the technical scope and scale of how pretty this is. And like when it comes to that, because House of the Dragon is beautiful too in its own way. But this is just more money. Like just,
a lot more money.
It's really pretty.
Yeah.
It gets a lot of points of prettiness, but I just don't want the fact that it's a pretty show take away from the overall quality of the writing and the story.
I don't want it to be like a distraction.
Exactly. And that's another thing too. Like I was finding myself getting distracted by the sceneries. I'm like, man, it looks great. Like, no, Matthew, focus on the story. Focus on the story. Let's see if we can connect it and see where it's going.
Yeah, like you can like have these pretty shots all you want, but if the story isn't there, then it's not there.
Yeah, I hope audiences are also, especially audiences who aren't fans of who didn't read the books or anything like that, I hope they don't get distracted by the fact that it is pretty. I hope everyone that watches this really views it for every aspect of it, from the technical sides and the fashion model perspective, but also like it's like a pageant. It's like when you go to a pageant, it's not just about how pretty you look. What are your skills? Like, do you have any special talents or hobbies? Like, can you speak 2 different languages? What's going on? Like, I'm immediately thinking about Miss Congeniality. Like, like it's more than just being a pretty face.
It's how you answer the questions.
It's how you answer the questions. Like, can you do these and that? So we will see. We will see. We'll see in the next episode. So far, we're off to a good start. Again, points of prettiness, probably definitely the most like prettiest show I've seen ever. Ever. Like, Wheel of Time was up on that list. This is above Wheel of Time in terms of how pretty the world is. So gets a lot of points for that. But we will see about the other details that we're going to go back in circles around in conversation. So I think we've pretty much said everything we have to say because we're going to start circling.
Like usual.
But yeah, so unless you have anything else you want to add, I think you wrap this up.
Yeah, let's wrap it.
All right, guys. Thank you so much for watching this video. Hope you enjoyed our reaction to the first episode for the Rings of Power. If you want to see our reactions and thoughts for the second episode and you want to see more of our discussion on that, please make sure to subscribe and look out for that video. Turn on notifications. Leave your thoughts and comments down below. Please be respectful. If you didn't like the show and you didn't like the series, that is okay. That's fine. I would definitely want to hear your points. But please be respectful about it. Just don't be like, woke trash or this and that. And, like, come on, like
productive.
Like, like
constructive.
Be constructive. Like, you can give criticism without having to be a jerk about it. So if you don't like it, that's fine. I respect that. I definitely want to hear what you have to say, whether you liked it or disliked it.
You might be making some good points.
You might be making some really good points if you disliked it. So it's just that I would implore that you do so respectfully.
Let's all be kind.
And let's be kind. Yeah, let's be kind in the comments, man. We can have good grown-up discussions about things that we liked or didn't like with each other and be respectful about it and agree to disagree if we don't come to a conclusion or whatever on a discussion. So that's all I can hope for. But anyways, we'll see how it goes. Thank you guys so much for watching. We'll see you in the next one. Clockmaster and
Cosmic Banks.